Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into a really powerful idea: how to stay mentally unshakable. How to build a mind that stays calm and steady, no matter what life decides to throw your way. So let's just dive right in. Have you ever had one of those days where one minute you're just on top of the world, and then boom, the very next, some tiny little setback just completely sinks you? Well, that emotional swing, that up and down, that's a totally universal human thing, and it's exactly what we're going to tackle today. And look, if you feel like you're on that roller coaster, I promise you, you are not alone. It's just one of the big challenges of being human, right? But today, we're going to explore a really powerful way to find this deep kind of underlying stability that can see you through all of it. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we're going to use this absolutely brilliant metaphor from a 19th century spiritual teacher named Sri Ramakrishna. He had this super simple image that just perfectly explains the complicated way our minds work. So picture this. Imagine a pond, right? And it's so completely covered in green algae that you can't even tell there's water there. But if you reach in and just push that algae aside for a second, what do you see? You see this beautiful, sparkling, clear water underneath. But here's the catch. The second you let go, Ramakrishna said the algae comes dancing back to cover it all up again. And this is the key, right here. That algae, that's the endless chatter in our mind. It's all our thoughts, our worries, our desires, our fears. It's that constant cycle of, chasing the good stuff and trying to run away from the bad stuff. But underneath it all, that clear, calm water, that's our true consciousness. And the thing is, it's always there, completely untouched. So what is this clear water exactly? What is this consciousness? Well, the philosopher Swami Vivekananda, he had the perfect name for it. He called it the open secret. And there's actually a really simple formula to help us think about this. It's C plus O equals E. Consciousness plus an object equals your experience. Think about it. Every single thing you experience, seeing the screen, hearing my voice right now, feeling happy, feeling sad, it's all just your consciousness interacting with some kind of object, whether that's an internal thought or something out in the world. So, okay, why open and why a secret? Well, it's open because consciousness is the one thing that is always on. It's just available. You don't have to do anything to be conscious, you just are. But it's a secret because we get so completely fascinated by the O, all the objects and experiences, that we totally forget to even look at the C, the very consciousness that's making the whole show possible in the first place. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If our brains are basically hardwired to look outward to get caught up in the world of experience, then how on earth do we finally learn to push that algae aside and connect with that deep, unshakable piece that's waiting underneath? All right, so the first step is all about an internal shift. It's about developing a kind of powerful, direct comeback to all that constant noise in your head. I want you to think of your mind like a really pushy salesman. It's always creating a problem, like anxiety or a craving or frustration. And then, in the very next breath, it tries to sell you the cure. It's a total setup. Even that feeling of being frustrated about being frustrated, that's just another product it's trying to get you to buy. It's just one more layer of algae. So the thunderbolt reply is to just refuse to buy what the mind is selling. Simple as that. It's a practice of what's called dispassion. You just look at the thought or the feeling, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, and you tell your mind, you know what, I'm not interested. I don't care. You're literally just withdrawing your attention from all the drama. And this leads to the most important insight of all. You are not the algae. You are the pond. You are the huge, limitless awareness where all these feelings and thoughts just appear and disappear. They can't actually touch who you really are, any more than algae can permanently stain the water. Okay, let's move on to the second method. This one is less about a mental comeback and more about a real, practical daily discipline. And you guessed it, we've got another great story to illustrate it. This is the parable of the mongoose. So a mongoose loves to play with and fight venomous snakes. That's us, right? Engaging with this wild, unpredictable world. And, of course, eventually the snake bites the mongoose and injects its venom. That's life's challenges, the negativity, all the stuff that gets to us. But the mongoose has a plan. It runs off, finds a very specific herb, and eats it. That herb is its antidote, and once it's healed, it goes right back to play with the snake again. So what does that mean for us? It means we need our own daily antidote. We need a time that we set aside every single day, ideally morning and evening, to retreat from the snake of the world. This is your time for medication or reflection or reading something inspiring, whatever it is that reconnects you with that clear water. This daily practice is what's going to heal you from the venom of life and build up the resilience you need to get back out there and engage with it all. So here's the big takeaway. That calm, clear, unshakable part of you, it's not something you have to go out and build or create. It's already there. It's always been there, right beneath the surface. And now you have two really powerful tools to help you part the algae and remember it's there. That thunderbolt reply of just not engaging, and the daily antidote of your personal practice. So I'll leave you with this. What algae is covering your pond today? And are you ready to finally see the clear water underneath?